Hi middle one. Our lesson today is the first lesson in geometry and it's talking about relation between angles. First, middle one, let's remember some basic information in geometry. A point has no size or shape, it's just a position. And we use it to represent it by just a dot and it takes a letter. A line is a straight path of points that has no beginning or end, like this line XY, straight line. And the line segment is a portion of a line that has two end points, like this line segment AB. And the ray is a portion of a line which has one end point and extends forever in just one direction, like this ray PQ. About the types of angles, let's remember we have studied the acute angle. Its measure is greater than 0 and less than 90 degrees. And the right angle at exact 90 degrees. And the obtuse angle, it's greater than 90 and less than 180. And the straight angle at exact 180 degrees. And now let's know that there is an angle which is called the reflex angle. The reflex angle, and its measure is greater than 180 degrees, and the full angle, its measure is exact 360 degrees. Again, middle one, let's know that the reflex angle, its measure is greater than 180. The reflex angle, its measure is greater than 180 degrees, like this figure. Now let's recognize the meaning of adjacent angles. Adjacent angles, a pair of angles with a shared vertex and common side, but don't have overlapping interiors. That means any two angles have the same vertex and a common side in between, they are adjacent angles, like the figure on the left. Example on adjacent pair of angles, and the figure on the right represent two angles are not adjacent. Now middle one, let's recognize the meaning of complementary angles. Now let's know what is the meaning of complementary angles. Complementary angles, the angles which their sum is 90 degrees. The sum of the measures of these two angles equals 90 degrees, like these two adjacent angles. These adjacent angles, one of them, its measure is 70 degrees, and the second one, its measure is 20 degrees. The sum of these two angles is 90 degrees. So these two angles is called complementary angles. Complementary angles. Okay, and we can say that 70 is complementary to 20, Or I can say that 70 is the complement of 20, or 20 is the complement of 70. Also, middle one, we have to know that complementary angles not necessary to be adjacent to each other, like this figure, may be not adjacent and also complementary since their sum is 90 degrees, like these two angles also are complementary. One of them 65 degree and the second 25 degree, their sum equals 90 degree, so these two angles are complementary. And here let's recognize the meaning of supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. Supplementary angles, the angles which their sum is 180 degree. If I have two angles and their sum equals 180 degrees, then these two angles are supplementary. Maybe these two angles are adjacent, like in the figure on the left, one of them 35 degrees and the second is 145 degrees, and both of them are adjacent angles, so these two angles are supplementary. And also they are not necessary to be adjacent, like the figure on the right, one of them 35 and the other 145, but they are not adjacent but also supplementary angles. Here let's have a summary on the previous informations. Complementary angles add to give you 90 degrees. Okay, the two complementary angles form a right angle, while supplementary angles add to give you 180. Both of them form a straight angle. All of us know that the unit of measuring the angles is degree. Now let's know that each degree is divided into 60 minutes and each minute is divided into 60 seconds. That means the unit of measuring the angles are degrees, minutes, seconds from greater to smaller. 1 degree equals 60 minutes and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. Again, about the angle measurement, 1 degree equals 60 minutes and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. I represent degree by this small circle and minutes by 1 dash and seconds by 2 dashes. 1 minute equals 1 degree divided by 60, or 1 over 60 degree, and 60 minutes equals 1 degree. 1 second equals 1 over 60 minute and 1 over 3600 degrees. Each 60 seconds equals 1 minute. Thank you for listening, middle one, and we gonna meet in the next lessons.